Public policy versus public sector policy. Public policy. Public policy refers to the overarching system of principles, laws, regulations, programs, and actions adopted by governments to address societal challenges, allocate resources, and achieve public welfare goals. It encompasses decisions that shape how governments interact with citizens, businesses, and institutions to solve collective problems, e.g., healthcare, education, environmental protection. Public policy is externally focused, targeting societal outcomes through tools like legislation, taxation, public services, and regulatory frameworks. 1A. Public policy equals the big picture. Public policy is the overarching strategy that governments use to address societal issues, prioritizing sustainability to balance environmental protection, social equity, and economic resilience. It includes goals, e.g., reduce poverty through green job creation, or achieve net zero emissions by 2050. Values, e.g., equity, fair access to sustainable resources, efficiency, low-carbon infrastructure, and intergenerational justice, preserving ecosystems for future generations. Processes, e.g., stakeholder consultation with climate scientists and indigenous communities, or sustainability impact assessments for new policies. Outcomes, e.g., improved literacy rates in sustainability-focused curricula or reduced carbon emissions via renewable energy adoption. To achieve these goals sustainably, governments use tools like laws, e.g., carbon taxation, bans on single-use plastics, rules, e.g., mandatory environmental audits for industries, guidelines, e.g., sustainable urban planning frameworks, funding mechanisms, e.g., grants for green startups or subsidies for solar panels. Sustainability integration breakdown. Component. Traditional example. Sustainable revision. Goal. Reduce poverty. Reduce poverty through green job creation in renewable energy sectors. Value. Efficiency. Efficiency in energy use, e.g., retrofitting public buildings for energy savings. Process. Stakeholder consultation. Inclusive consultation with marginalized communities impacted by climate change. Outcome. Improved literacy rates. Improved literacy rates with sustainability education integrated into school curricula. Tool. Tax laws. Carbon tax laws to penalize pollution and fund clean energy transitions. Key takeaway. By embedding sustainability into goals, climate action, values, intergenerational equity, processes, green impact assessments, and tools, carbon pricing, public policy ensures long-term societal well-being without compromising planetary boundaries. Public sector policy. Public sector policy is a specialized subset of public policy that focuses on governance frameworks, operational standards, and internal regulations governing how public institutions function. It is internally oriented, ensuring efficiency, accountability, and ethical conduct within government agencies and public sector organizations, PSOs. Purpose. Ensure alignment between internal governance and societal goals. Prevent bureaucratic inefficiencies, e.g., red tape. 2A. Public sector policy equals the small picture. Public sector policy governs how governments operate internally, ensuring sustainability in institutional practices, resource use, and ethical conduct. It translates broad societal goals, like climate action, into actionable, eco-efficient workflows within public agencies. It includes Goals, e.g., reduce paper waste in government offices by 50% by 2026, or achieve carbon-neutral public sector operations by 2035. Values, e.g., transparency, publicly reporting energy consumption, accountability, sustainability audits, and resource stewardship, minimizing water/electricity waste. Processes, e.g., green procurement protocols for office supplies or employee sustainability training programs. Outcomes, e.g., reduced carbon footprint from digitized workflows or zero single-use plastics in government cafeterias. To achieve these goals sustainably, PSP uses tools like internal rules, e.g., mandatory double-sided printing for all documents. Guidelines, e.g., energy-saving practices for public buildings. Standards, e.g., LEED certification requirements for new government constructions. Performance metrics, e.g., tracking recycling rates across departments. Sustainability integration breakdown. Component. Traditional PSP example. Sustainable PSP revision. Goal. Cut operational costs. Cut operational costs by transitioning to renewable energy for government buildings. Value. Efficiency. Eco-efficiency, e.g., replacing fleet vehicles with electric models. Process. Employee training. Sustainability literacy training for all civil servants. Outcome. Faster permit approvals. Faster permit approvals via paperless digital systems. Tool. Procurement rules. Green procurement rules prioritizing recycled materials. Key takeaway. By embedding sustainability into PSP's goals, waste reduction, values, resource stewardship, processes, green workflows, and tools, eco-certifications, governments ensure their internal operations align with global sustainability agendas. This small picture focus enables the big picture public policies to succeed without hypocrisy. New chat. Distinction. Public policy answers. What should government do for society? Example. A law guaranteeing free education. Public sector policy answers. How should government institutions operate to deliver that? Example. Rules ensuring equitable teacher recruitment to implement the education law. Conceptual clarity of issues. The terms laws, regulations, rules, and guidelines are treated as components of both public policy and public sector policy. Conceptual clarity. Laws in public policy equals societal mandates, e.g., environmental laws, whereas laws in public sector policy equals internal governance, e.g., civil service laws. Components. 4a. Components in both public policy, PP, and public sector policy, PSP. These terms apply to both societal governance and internal public sector operations, depending on context. Laws. PP, societal mandates, e.g., environmental protection laws. PSP, internal governance, e.g., civil service laws for public employees. Regulations. PP, rules for citizens/businesses, e.g., FDA food safety standards. PSP, agency-specific rules, e.g., procurement guidelines for government contracts. Standards. PP, technical benchmarks for industries, e.g., air quality standards. PSP, operational benchmarks for agencies, e.g., IT security protocols. Strategic plans. PP, national goals, e.g., renewable energy adoption by 2030. PSP, agency-specific roadmaps, e.g., digitizing public records by 2025. Budgets. PP, national healthcare or defense spending. PSP, internal agency budget allocations, e.g., IT upgrades. Assessment criteria. PP, measuring societal outcomes, e.g., poverty reduction rates. PSP, evaluating internal performance, e.g., employee productivity metrics. 4B, components solely in public policy, PP. These focus on societal outcomes and external governance. Agenda setting, prioritizing societal issues like climate change for government action. Stakeholder engagement, consulting citizens/NGOs on policy design. Legislative process, drafting/passing laws through parliaments. Policy instruments, taxes, subsidies, mandates targeting public behavior. Equity, fair resource distribution, e.g., progressive taxation. Welfare state, social safety nets like unemployment benefits. Policy diffusion, adopting policies from other jurisdictions. Crisis management, pandemic response strategies. Deficit financing, funding infrastructure through borrowing. Public-private partnerships, collaborating with businesses for public services. Grassroots mobilization, public campaigns influencing policy. Regulatory capture, industry influence over regulators. Policy paralysis, legislative gridlock blocking reforms. Sunset clause, expiration dates for temporary laws. Evidence-based policy, decisions grounded in data/research, using data to design healthcare reforms. 4C, components solely in public sector policy, PSP. These govern internal public sector operations. Rules, e.g., internal workflows for permit approvals. Guidelines, non-binding best practices for civil servants. Codes of conduct, ethical standards for public officials. Procedural manuals, step-by-step instructions for grant applications. Frameworks, interagency coordination structures. Memoranda of Understanding, MOUs, agreements between government bodies. Intergovernmental agreements, funding pacts between federal, state agencies. Charters, defining an agency's mission, e.g., a public hospital charter. Public notices, announcing internal policy updates to staff. Risk management policies, mitigating operational risks like cyber attacks. Whistleblower protections, safeguards for reporting internal misconduct. Equity and inclusion policies, ensuring fair HR practices within agencies. Red tape, addressing bureaucratic inefficiencies in workflows. Key takeaway. Overlap. Terms like laws or regulations exist in both domains, but differ in scope, societal versus internal. Exclusivity. PP focuses on societal impact, while PSP ensures institutional integrity. Synergy. Effective PSP, e.g., anti-corruption rules,